Okay, let's go back to this kind of pop track that I'm working on, and let's just look at these drums. Okay, so let's just grab this last clip. So if we go down to our clip view, we can see that warp is turned on because right here. Okay. Um, Now let's say I wanted to play around with this a little bit. Let's loop just this spot. Okay, so I'm just looking at the kick here, but I want to hear it in context of everything. So see this little arrow right here? That arrow isn't actually doing anything at the moment. It's just a suggestion. So it's saying, we think there's a significant moment here, what it calls a transient. Transient is like some kind of attack. So what I can do is put my mouse right over that, and it's going to make a point. Okay, this is called an anchor. If I double click right there, the anchor turns yellow. Now it's locked down. Okay, so, and you can see there's one over here at the beginning of the clip. Okay, there's an anchor there, and now I've put an anchor here on the start of my second kick. What that means is that I can move it around. If I click and drag on this anchor, bloop, 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 I can put this kick wherever I want. Maybe I want it to be on beat 4, right? So now it's, ahead. I didn't love that, so let's put that back on beat 2. I could put it on this beat. I could put it on beat 2, but let's leave it on beat 1 of the second measure. Now, just because I put a warp marker where it was suggesting one with that little gray arrow, doesn't mean I can't put more warp markers. I can put whenever I want. If I just double click in the kind of dark gray bar here, I can make another warp marker. Now, why would I want to do this? Maybe I want this kick to get all stretched out and weird. Okay, now that's going to sound very strange. Yeah, let's solo that. Okay, pretty weird. Don't actually like that. What it's doing is it's trying to stretch that kick out over 1, 2, 3 full beats. So let's say I regret that decision and I want to get rid of it. I can pull this back to where it was, get rid of that warp marker, and now we're back to where we were before. Cool. Okay, so that just shows you kind of a overview of how warping works. Really what it's doing is it's really time stretching stuff. So it's stretching things out and smushing it together, but it does it in really smart ways, and ways that, and a lot of them are automatic. So let me show you how an automatic one would work. Let's duplicate this out another 2 times. Okay, so we're getting into this part of the track that I haven't actually done anything with yet. Let's move my loop over to right there. I just selected that area and then said Command L to make that loop. Now let's add a new audio track. So I can go insert audio track. And now I'm just going to throw a drum and bass beat right in there. I'm just going to drag one over from the Finder, just put it right there. Okay. So I actually want it right there. I'm going to zoom in on it. And actually, let's loop just that one bar. Okay. So now I'm looping just right here. Now let's see if magically that beat fits. Oops, I'm still soloed. Let's turn that off. Let's just see if it fits. It does. Okay, so it's in time. It's like right on the beat. Now, how did that happen? We can go down to the clip and we can see that it says BPM 87. That means that Live did an analysis of it when I drug it in, and it determined that this beat by itself, this clip, is 87 BPM. So if that's right, then it knows that all it has to do is play it at the tempo of the track, which happens to be only 88 BPM, and everything will stay in sync. So this is the BPM of the clip, and this is the BPM of the session. Okay? If it guesses this right, and if it says usually 87.00, that usually means it's right. If it says like a number 0.32 or any point something, then it's usually wrong. So if it guesses this right, then it's going to be able to play it at the correct tempo, no matter what that tempo is. Let's say I want to play this at 125. It's still going to be in time. It's going to be really fast. Because it knows how to do the math to get 87 up to 125. That make sense? So it automatically warped it and guessed correctly. Let's take this back down to 88. Cool. Now let's look at what happens when it doesn't do it correctly.